welcome to this week's episode of Creative Corner. I'm your host Josh and I work here at the library. Today we are going to be learning beginner hemp projects. I am not going to be working with hemp today because the strings are too thin and it's going to be a little bit difficult to see. So today I'm going to be showing you on Twine, but you're more than welcome to utilize hemp at home. I'm going to be showing you several techniques to make some bracelets and some necklaces, and then we're going to go ahead and get started here pretty soon. In today's workshop, I'm going to be showing you the most basic and simplest of knots. It's called the square knot, and here I am using two different colors to make this braid. But in our demonstration here in a little bit, I'm going to be showing you how to do it in 4 different colors, so that way you can see which one of these strings go where and to make this braid itself. The second knot I'm going to be showing you today in our braiding is called the zipper knot. This one I made using 2 different colors, and it's just as easy as the square knot, and I'm going to be showing you using 4 different colors. So again, this is called the zipper knot. It is almost just as easy as the square knot. And the last knot I'm going to be showing you today is a little bit more complex than this square and zipper, and it's called the Celtic knot, and which I have here. I utilize just a single color. But in our demonstration today, I'm going to be showing you using 2 different colors. So again, this is called the Celtic knot. So the first knot I'm going to be showing you today is called the square knot. I have my lovely example right in front of us, and then I have the string that we're going to be working with. With the square knot, you want to make sure to get 4 strings total. So it could be a single color, 2 colors, 3 colors, it's really up to you. But when you get your string, you're going to go ahead and tie them into a knot by twisting them around and then bringing one side up and over through the loop. And that's what I did here at the top. And now I'm going to go ahead and get some tape and tape this down. You're more than welcome to use a clipboard, a safety pin, just as long as you have it anchored somehow. And as far as these parts go, I'm going to use the orange and yellow string to be the middle section. I'm going to use the pink as one of the outside braids, and the blue as one of the outside braids too. When you do the square knot, you want to make sure that your middle strings, which in this case is my orange and yellow, are going to be nice and straight, cohesive, and flat. You don't want them twisting in your design because it's going to make your necklace or your bracelet a little bit bulky, and that's not what we want. So make sure you keep your middle strings, like I said, nice and flat. First up, in order to do the square knot, go ahead and grab the string. In this case is my pink string. You're going to make a nice loop to form a P or a 4 on top of the middle string. The pink string is going to go under the blue string, like so. Then getting your blue string, you're going to form a loop but place it under your middle string, and you're going to thread your blue through your pink loop. So it kind of almost looks like a figure 8 once you're done with it. Grabbing both sides, and you can use your fingers to grab the middle as well, but you're going to pull it nice and tight. When you're pulling it tight, you want to make sure that you are pulling all the strings cohesively together. And there we have our first knot. Now if you continue to do the same knot where your left hand side is over and looped under, your braid is going to start twisting. But if you want a nice continuous flat braid, you're going to reverse the instructions I just showed you. So instead of grabbing your blue and bringing it up and over, you're going to start with your pink string and go under and over your blue one. And you're going to do this. I'm sorry. It's actually going to go over and under. And then the blue string is going to go under and through. And then you're just going to go ahead and pull these. And the more you work on it, the more the braid is going to start coming together. It's a little difficult for me to do it upside down, but you're going to have it right side forward. Let me just do a few braids and then we'll go ahead and do one last review, and then we'll do a few braids together. Okay. All right. And as you're doing this, make sure you're pulling these strings nice and tight to make sure that the braid is nice and even as you keep going. Otherwise, if you do different tensions, your braid's gonna be all wavy on the sides. So as a review, we're gonna get the string on the left hand side, bring it up and over the two strings in the middle to form a nice P loop or a nice 4, and the same string is going to go under your right hand side of your string. Now with your right hand side of your string, you're going to go under the two middle strings and you're going to bring the right string through the loop that made with your left. Go ahead and pull it together so that way it's nice and tight. And as you can tell, I messed up, so the pink is no longer on top, it's the blue. And an easy fix to this is just to go ahead and undo the knot. So I just reversed the instructions, getting your right string, putting it over the middle two strings, bringing it under your left string, and then your left string is going to go over your right, under the two in the middle, and pull through the loop that you made previously. So that way the pink string is on top. So pink string, up and over the two middle, under the blue string, and the blue string is going to go under the two middle and through the pink. So we're going to just repeat this process. It's easier to do this with different colors, just so that way you can see what you're doing when you're braiding. And while you're completing the braid, you want to make sure that your two middle strings are shorter than the two outer strings, because if your two outer strings are short, your bracelet or necklace is going to be short too. So you want to make sure that whatever length you have in your middle, you want to double the length on the sides. So again, form a loop, letter P, above the two middle sections, and you're just going to braid the other side through. And this is a really good start to our nice square knot braid. I'm going to go ahead and post the final product on our social media a little bit later on, so you can see the final product. But again, this is our square knot. I'm going to go ahead and move into the next knot, which is called the zipper knot. We are done with the square knot. Up next, I have for you the zipper knot, and I'm going to be working with 4 different colors, but instead of having the yellow and orange in the middle, I inverted the colors, so now the pink and blue are in the middle and yellow and orange are on the sides. Now, in order to do the zipper knot, you're going to alternate between utilizing the strings, but up first, we'll go ahead and work with the orange. Make a loop by having the string on top, and then you go ahead and bring the string back through that same loop, pulling it nice and tight. Done with the orange string. Now with the yellow string, you're going to do the same thing. Make a nice loop, put it up and over your two middle strings, and you're going to bring it under and through the loop, like so. And then you just go ahead and pull that string up and over with the opposite, under and through. Over the two middle strings, under the two strings, and through the loop that you just made. And as like before, you want to make sure that your tension that you're working with, the amount of pressure that you use is the same in, throughout the braid, because you don't want to have your edges be all wavy. And you're just going to alternate your strings over, under, and through the loop that you made. Over, under, through the loop. And this braid is a little bit more easier than the square knot, because you don't have to worry about your strings crossing, but you're just gonna alternate the strings. Over, under, through. And with whatever color you're using, you want to make sure that the two strings that you have in the middle are nice and flat, and they don't twist, because then your whole braid is going to be a little bit off. So over, under, through the loop, and then go ahead and pull it. over, under, through the loop, and pull it. Over, under, through the loop, pull. Let me just go ahead and do a few more so that way you can kind of see how the braid is. And if need be, when you're working with both the square knot as well as the zipper knot, you can always, after you're done pulling the strings, go ahead and just shift it more towards the top by grabbing where your knot is and then pulling it either away from you or towards you wherever you're beginning your knot is. Let's do a few last more and then we'll go ahead and call this one done. Okay, last two, and then we'll go ahead and go to our final knot. Come on, sweet. So this is going to be the end of this tutorial for the zipper knot. And I don't know if you can tell, just gotta flatten this a little bit, but this is the zipper knot. The last braid that I have to show to you, and it's the most difficult braid I've ever worked with. It's called Celtic knot braid, and I have only 3 loops here that I struggled with for a while, but I'm going to be showing you how to do it. So instead of working with a single color, I have 2 different color strings here just to kind of show you the process. So first up, I'm going to work with the yellow string, and I am going to bring the string and make a nice loop. As you can see, the string starts out at the top, it comes down, around, and it's going to loop under the string. That's going to be our first loop. Using the pink string, you're going to go on top of the loop, like so, followed by going under the string off to the side. So again, it's over and then it's under. And then you're going to go ahead and bring this pink string through this little triangle that we have up here at the top. We just carefully pull. Alright, so now that we have kind of a loop, we're gonna have the pink string go under the yellow string that's right here on top of this loop. But then we are gonna bring this string through the yellow loop, and it's gonna go over the pink string that we have here. and then we're going to go under the loop, the yellow loop that we have. So this is the beginning, but again, you're going to have the yellow string, make a loop with this top portion on top of the bottom. I don't know how else to explain that. And then you're going to get your pink string, go on top of the loop, we'll bring it and wrap it underneath the yellow string. And then you're going to bring the pink string through this triangle up here at the top that we have. Bring it under the bottom of the loop. Bring it through the loop and up and over this pink string here. And then you're going to bring it through the loop under the yellow loop again. So essentially we're creating two different loops, making a nice figure 8 or infinity symbol. And you're going to slowly but surely pull the strings. You want to start at the top and work your way towards the end. But we're going to pull these strings. Nice and slow. And you don't want to tie it too tight because you want to actually see the details. But I think this should be good for this knot. And there you have that. So then you're going to get your two strings. Actually hold down the string in the knot in the middle. Get your two strings. You can thread it through a bead if you want to, but I am simply going to tie it off. Kind of similar to the beginning of a shoelace tie. And then I'm going to go ahead and do another beginning shoelace tie. Hold down your knot again. Just so that way you have a nice in-between knot, in between your Celtic knots. And again, I'm going to go ahead and show you one more, or a few more times, not one more time. Alright, so you're to get your yellow string, make nice loop. So nice loop. Make sure that it goes on top and under. And then you're going to get your pink string, put it on top of your loop, under the yellow string off to the side. And then you're going to bring the pink string through this triangle piece, under the yellow loop, over the pink string, through the loop again, and underneath it. Slowly pull your string. I know that was a little fast, but you want to do it nice and slow. So that way it's two loops intertwined. And you're going to go ahead and pull your strings. The Celtic knot works best on using leather. So if you have leather strips, it works fantastic. but since I'm using twine, it's a little bit difficult. But there we have another Celtic knot. Go ahead and do another shoelace braid, or the beginning of tying your shoes. Just so that way there's an in-between knot. Alright, so again, this is going to be the last one I'm going to show you. Make a nice loop. Bring your pink string up and over the loop and under the string on the side, like so. Bring your pink string through the triangle at the top, underneath the loop of the yellow string, on top of the pink string, through the loop again and underneath it. There you have the braid again. If you're doing in-between knots, you want to make sure of the Celtic braid, make sure that you're doing the knots similarly, so that way you can have your braid nice and flat. Because I don't know if you can tell, but my Celtic knots are going back and forth. So the top one is twisting slightly to the left. This knot is tilting the other opposite way, and then the last one's tilting the opposite way. So you gotta make sure that the in-between knots are going in the same direction. But again, this is called the Celtic knot, and it's a little bit more advanced. So if you need to rewatch this section, make sure you go ahead and just rewind. And there you have it. So this is the Celtic knot. Thank you for joining me on today's episode of Creative Corner. Today we learned beginner hemp projects. I know I was using twine just to show you how to do the square, zipper, and Celtic knots. You can apply these knots to hemp, to rope, to any form of braiding that you want. But I am going to go ahead and post the final products on our social media, so you're more than welcome to take a look at that. Make sure you sign up for our newsletter to get notice on our monthly events. That's all I have for you today. Thank you very much, and you have a good rest of your day.